Hello everyone, my name is Tati, and today I will be talking about my decision to stay here in California and not attend my dream school, an HBCU on the East Coast. So, initially, the whole college process was something that was difficult. For those of you going through it right now, kudos to you, because it's not easy at all. But my process was a normal one. I applied, I received acceptances to HBCUs as well as CSUs, UCs, some private institutions, and my heart was set on going to Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia, an all-girls school. At the time, the #1 HBCU in America, but COVID-19 is a thing, and it really started to break out my senior year last year. Obviously, we know in March, that's when everything really started to become locked down, and that's when a lot of us were forced to make our college decisions. When I got accepted from Spelman, I was like, okay, this is the #1 HBCU, I have to go. Since high school, I had started to learn more about HBCUs and the Black experience at HBCUs and how impactful it could be. And Atlanta is just where everything is at right now. Like, Atlanta is really popular right now, so that's where I wanted to be. That's where I wanted to go. I received my financial aid award letter from Spelman College, and baby, let me tell you, girl, that thing gave me slim to nothing. Like, tuition was like $40,000, I believe, and they only gave me like $1,000 in financial aid. And the way in which my bank account is set up, that wasn't gonna work for me. So I was like, dang, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to be in debt, because I was like, I'm going to an HBCU, period, point blank, no doubt about it. Like, I have to go. Like, that's it. I gotta go. No other choice. I wasn't even considering the other schools. I had reverted from applying to certain schools because I was like, I'm going to an HBCU. My mind is already made up. I had no plan B. Like, I obviously applied for other schools, but I had not planned on going to them. So I'm out here, I got maybe 3 weeks to make a decision, because, it's now March and I have to make a decision. Mind you, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Funds are already becoming slim, and I was just like, I'm just gonna have to take out these loans. I'm gonna have to be in debt once I leave college, and even while in college. And I was like, you know what, it is what it is. I'm going. I have to go. So my mom, she was like, she was supportive initially. A lot of my family was supportive initially, but there was also things to consider, such as safety. We're in a pandemic, COVID-19, so it wasn't safe at the time to travel. But I had to assume that, school would be online anyway, like it has been for this past semester, and prior to that. So, I was just doing more research as much as possible, looking for scholarships, applying for scholarships, big scholarships, $20,000 scholarships, and little scholarships as well, but it just wasn't gonna amount up to enough to cover tuition. And I kind of did the math, and my tuition at the end of my 4 years, I probably would have been over $100,000 in debt after graduating college. So that was just a reality that I was willing to face. But when it came down to it, the UC deadline for accepting your admissions was coming up, and I think they had extended it a week, but I didn't plan on accepting any UC like admissions. I was like, you know what, like, hey, I got in, cool, that's cool. But the UC deadline was coming up. They extended it a week, and my mom was like, so what about your UC acceptances? What about those? Like, have you looked into them? I was like, yeah. She was like, send me a picture of your financial aid letter from the UCs. And living in California, if you have a certain GPA, then the state pays for your tuition, not room and board and everything, but your tuition. And the university usually covers the rest if you have good grades. And I did at the time, so I pretty much, my whole tuition was covered. Like, it was paid for. Like, I wouldn't have to pay for anything really, versus being $100,000 plus in debt after I graduate if I went to Spelman. But the deadline was coming up, and my mom was like, send me a screenshot of your financial aid letter, and particularly UC Merced, because it was closest to Fresno, California, which is where the majority of my family lives. And it would have been, it's a lot cheaper to go to UC Merced. And it's safer because it's closer to everything else. But she's like, send me a picture of your financial aid letter. So I sent it to her. Not really thinking, but I'm assuming, she's probably gonna look at that and see, like, Tatiana, this is ridiculous. This school is basically paying for your tuition, your reward, everything, and you're saying no. And I actually had a conversation with my sister. She called me, she was like, you're so selfish. You need to accept this offer. Like, you should not put yourself through that stress of having to pay $40,000 that you do not have, versus paying nothing and just being stress-free, debt-free, most importantly. So at the end of the day, my mom made me accept the acceptance from UC Merced, or the admissions from UC Merced, and I'm here now. It wasn't my plan. It wasn't my idea of what my college experience would look like, but I feel like God put me here for a reason. Definitely financially for a reason, because I do not like being in debt at all. Money and owing people money is not for me. Not for me at all. So I'm here at UC Merced. It's my school now. Woo, go Bobcats. But it's pretty cool. I did not plan on coming back to the Valley. Like I said, I'm from Fresno, California. The majority of my family lives in Fresno, California, but I grew up in San Diego. And living in San Diego is definitely different. Like right now, if I were to show you my views, it's literally of like grass and cows, like literally grass, cows, and then there's like this man-made lake, which is, it's really nice, but it's not at all what I had anticipated my college experience to look like. But it's decent, it's nice, it's calming. Like the campus is beautiful, the campus is brand new, the bathrooms are nice. That's something that I was concerned about. The bathrooms are nice, and they're clean. So yeah, the campus is beautiful, the nature is beautiful, and this experience so far has been beautiful. I'm involved in so many things already on campus. I love it. I love being here, and I have plans to study abroad, and there's actually a program that allows me to go to the East Coast, Washington DC in particular, to study, and it's called UCDC, and they'll basically cover it like it was my tuition. It won't be as bad if I would have. It's not super expensive. So imagine if I were at Spelman College, where my tuition was like crazy amounts of money. I would be so much in a tight money situation that I wouldn't feel comfortable spending money to go study abroad. But now being here, I could study abroad. I can go to UCDC. I could do all these other programs for little to nothing, so it's a blessing, it's amazing, and it's really stress-free. I know a lot of you are going through this college process right now, and it's really, really important for you to consider money, because at the end of the day, college is cool, but college is not for everybody. So let's say you go to college for 4 years, but you graduate and you never use your major, the thing that you majored in, because many people do that. Like, they go to school and they may major in chemistry and they end up going into film, so there's so many different things in this world to do. Truthfully, college is nice to have, but it's not, nowadays it's not a necessity for you to have a successful career. It's important, it's amazing, and I love being here and I love acquiring knowledge, but it's not the only route for a person to go. So when attending college, make sure you find a place that is going to be comfortable for you, both of you and your family, financial wise, because girl, baby, those student loan debts are not cute, okay? It's not cute at all. It messes with, your credit, I believe. I have to look into that, but I know it's just, I don't like being in debt, period, point blank. So I would not want to be over $100,000 in debt by the time I graduate college, and I don't even know what I want to do yet. Like, what? No, that doesn't make any sense. So while you're applying for colleges, while you're thinking about what schools you're going to accept your admissions from, think about the money, okay? Because you don't want to spend the majority of your college career looking for money, looking for scholarship, because it does get draining. Applying for scholarships is like writing an essay, a paper for a class, and you already have so much to do with school. You don't want to have to worry about money as well. But that's my little spiel, that's my little story. I hope you enjoyed it. I just felt the need to come on here and like just give you guys just a little bit of what your girl is doing, because I'm out here thriving, prospering, living my best life, okay, period. But yeah, congrats on, you know, entering into this college process. It's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be worth it, and just know that you gotta make the best decision for you, not for other people, but for you. And just know that, you know, the plans that you may have had in high school and middle school may not be the way in which things go. And you know, the way in which things may go versus the way you had planned them to go may turn out better than what you had originally planned. So yeah, good luck on your journey. Know that you got this. Know that, you know, people are there to support you, and there's always Google, your best friend. So do as much research as possible, and just make sure to enjoy the process, enjoy the experience, because it's not gonna last long. Those 4 years of high school went by so quick, and I know these 4 years in college may go by even quicker, especially with, you know, our first year being gone with the pandemic. So yes, you got this. Don't lose hope, don't lose faith, and know that, you know, everything is working out for your good.